We also tell you that Ahmed Abbasi, the head of the Givers office in Gaza, is said to have been killed following the ongoing bombings in Gaza. According to Gift of the Givers, Abbasi and his brother were assassinated as they were making their way back from a morning prayer. The organization has called Abbasi a father of three, a kind, gentle, warm human being who has been helping the people of Gaza since 2013. Meanwhile, Gift of the Givers founder Imtiaz Sooliman says the organization fully supports South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa's decision to ask the International Criminal Court to probe war crimes charges against Israel. Joining me from Ramallar, West Bank, is Hanin Barghouti, the project manager, Gift of the Givers Palestine office. Thank you so much, Ramallar, for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
And first of all, our condolences to you and the team at Gift of the Givers for losing one of your team member.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Now, how has this tragic event affected overall morale and motivation within your team? Has it discouraged anyone from continuing their work?
On the opposite, what happened with Dr. Ahmed has made us more determined to continue our work and to follow his lead. Yes, losing Ahmed broke our hearts since he was a one-of-a-kind human. Ahmed had the purest soul and the kindest heart. He taught us a lot, and Ahmed dedicated his whole life for helping others and for delivering the message that he followed and that he died while carrying. So we as Palestinians, we don't have that word given up in our dictionary. So the more the Israelis hurt us, the more the powerful we get and the more determined to continue living and to continue working we become. So now we are more motivated to continue the path that Ahmed was taking, and we will continue working, inshallah.
Now, in light of this incident, do you foresee any potential challenges or maybe obstacles that may arise for your organization while carrying out humanitarian work in Gaza, because we know how serious situation is in that place?
Of course, losing one of the team members affects the work, but we as a team and with the support of the mother organization in South Africa will overcome any obstacle. The humanitarian work does not stop on one person, and no matter how devastated we are by the loss of Ahmed, we will never stop. Gaza now needs us and needs all the humanitarian organizations work the most, and for that we will take any challenge and we will do our best to overcome these challenges and to implement our interventions.
So I'd like you to just quickly describe the general situation in Gaza at the moment, especially in terms of humanitarian needs and the impact of the recent events. What are the things that you've observed, and how do you think those issues can be addressed, aside having to provide relief for those victims of the violence?
So the situation in Gaza now is tragic from all sides. From humanitarian side, is catastrophic. The Israeli airstrikes and the bombs are targeting everything. The destruction is massive. All the infrastructure in Gaza has been damaged and destroyed. Most of the hospitals has stopped working. So the health sector has totally collapsed. The number of the displaced people is too high to cope with, and the rubble is everywhere. There are still bodies under the rubble. So the humanitarian situation is catastrophic. And not to forget that all the supplies in Gaza are out, whether food supplies, water, medical supplies. We are on the verge of a starvation in Gaza. So the food supplies are all out in all places in Gaza. People are suffering to provide food. People are suffering to find clean water. The fuel is an essential need for hospitals and for telecommunications and for bakeries to work. The fuel is totally out in all Gaza. The telecommunications are most of the time out. So the situation from all life aspects is disastrous. And not to forget the continuous bombardment and the continuous strikes that does not stop for any minute. With each minute that passes, more people are being killed by the Israeli airstrikes and more people are being displaced. So the situation is tragic.
Even as all these are going on in Gaza, I'd like to find out, are there any alternatives in terms of approach or strategy that you are hoping to employ in your humanitarian interventions in Gaza? And are there any specific changes in plans that you feel can be implemented to ensure that your personnel or your team is safe and, of course, in sound health, even as you try to help others?
So living in Palestine puts you in constant danger. We are living under occupation, so we are in constant danger. And with the ongoing war, it is really hard to guarantee safety, especially that there are no safe spots in Gaza. All places in Gaza are being targeted by the Israeli airstrikes and bombardment. The Israelis are targeting civilians on purpose. The bombing has reached every corner in Gaza. They have bombed hospitals, mosques, churches, and the safe corridors, as they call it. So guaranteeing safety is impossible. But after what happened with Ahmed, we have asked our team in Gaza to be more careful, more cautious, and each one of them to serve only on the place that they are staying in. So our team in Gaza are already displaced from their places, from their houses, and they are staying in different places. One of them is staying on UNRWA schools as a shelter. One other is staying in a hospital as a shelter. So we have asked them to, every one of them, to serve where he is, not to go out in danger, because moving around in Gaza is in danger. So the one in hospital will serve the community around him, in the school as well. So we will be working with more careful, but as I said, guaranteeing safety is really hard, especially with this ongoing war and living under occupation.
Well, Hanin Barghouti, I must say thank you so much for talking to us. And of course, we say thank you also for these humanitarian efforts that you are putting in place to save lives while you put yours at risk. We say thank you, and our hearts are
Thank
with
you.
you.